Hello and good evening. Thanks for joining for this chill or not so chill, depending on where you are, Monday evening run. It's pretty hot where I am, so hopefully you are somewhere where it's a little bit cooler. But anyway, I thought like the Monday morning run was quite fun, so let's do an evening run as well. Especially as I need to get a better idea about the difficulty settings, which are fairly recent addition to the game. Again, going in with the base difficulty level of Adventurous, so relaxing is sort of like -1, where Adventurous would be the 0 or baseline difficulty, with Heroic, Epic and Legendary then the higher difficulties that you can unlock after we've beaten Adventurous once or Heroic once and so on and so on. With additional challenges available with skulls that you can earn in the game in the future. And also some spell books down here. That's also a feature that's not yet in, where you can influence or basically say what kind of base spells you want to have when starting out. So, not sure if anybody who's watching has already seen a stream like in the last days. So I will just continue to explain pretty much like everything that comes to my mind. This is the upgrade screen, so I'm not starting with a completely new save game. I've unlocked a couple of spells and artifacts that would not have been available right from the start. This is just like a very work in progress upgrade screen that you can visit in between runs to upgrade stuff. Basically persistent upgrades. Most of them give more depth, I would say, or actually depth and breadth in gameplay. So I try to avoid too many upgrades that are actually scaling your power. I think it won't be completely avoidable, but most of them will just be giving you more options and more interesting things to do over time. So hopefully that's an enjoyable experience for most of the people. I know not everybody is a fan of this, but hopefully a lot of people will like that. So when you start a new run, you kind of have to reveal a fate card, which is sort of like the same thing as, you know, from roguelites like Slay the Spire or Monster Train, or similar kind of games where you have these branching paths. There are not so many branching paths in this game because you have many more other decisions to make. So this is like a little bit like there's less decisions in this area of the game, but still you have these 5 decision points here. Maybe it will be one more at the end. I don't know yet. That's a bit, like up for playtesting. But at the end you will face a boss. Currently there's only one boss in the game, which is the undead boss. And in the future that boss won't be immediately visible right from the start, but more like in the mid of the run. You will probably also have a bit of influence on what sort of boss will be spawning at the end of the run. So that's how it will be. So here we have the decision to make if we want to basically what sort of like area is being added to our game. So we either have the plains or the dark forest. So that's one decision. So those are different biomes with different enemies. But also a daytime. In this case, it's both day, because it's the first fate card. It's always just daytime, basically, which will influence the gameplay quite a bit, or is actually already influencing gameplay quite a bit. I will explain that a bit later. And now we can basically decide between a camp or a graveyard. The graveyard will give you a spell that allows you to revive the most recently deceased minion. So those are your units that you're commanding. And the interesting bit about that is that it also allows you to revive minions or the most recently deceased minion from your last run. So basically, if you got quite far in your last run and you had a really well decked out minion, with some nice items, you can potentially revive them in your next run or the run afterwards, depending on if you make use of that feature. So, but I'm going to go with the camp because in this save game I haven't had a run yet, and there's not yet a default minion to revive in there. So I wouldn't be able to revive anyone right now, so that's a bit boring. We instead go for the camp to find a random minion. That's great as well. So we have it over here. Yeah, if you have any questions, please just ask away. We're starting here with the Nexus at the center of this initial basically area, and the fate card that we now have chosen was responsible for adding these areas that you can see here. So that's the plains biome, basically, like grasslands. And we also decided that we want to have the camp as the point of interest that we can claim here. And that's what we need to do in order to actually get that one minion that I was talking about. So we need to move there and claim it by just moving one of our existing minions on it. The other thing that we got with that fate card was a quest which says like kill 3 looters. Looters are goblins, and that's what we're going to do. I'm already seeing that I will probably have a tough time with that because we got the 2 like glass cannons. So those minions that you get from the start, those are randomized. And those 2 are actually the glass cannon minions, right? They do like a lot of damage, but they're also quite feeble. So, but it is how it is. Let's try it, you know, and see how we will fare here. Because one thing, as I already mentioned, I need to get a better idea about the whole difficulty stuff, difficulty settings. They're a new addition to the game. And they're still like not particularly related to the difficulty settings, but there's related to the spawning in the game, like where enemies are spawning, how often they are spawning. So basically the pacing of the game. Like there's still issues with that. So I'm looking into getting a better feeling for them and to basically have a better idea about how to solve them for the rest of the week, where I will be working on basically solving them. Yeah. So right now, what we see here, like there's one looter here, there's also a red pack. Those are hostile to each other, so that's a good thing. But still, we want to at least cast that one shield bubble onto Iza, because potentially she will get attacked, and we don't want to get hurt. Yeah. So that's what I was expecting. And there's another one. So those goblins, like you've seen, he just disappeared. Reason for that is they have the sneaky trait, which means that you only see them when you are on a tile next to them. There's a couple of spells and items and so on that lets you sort of like circumvent that. But in general, you have to be on the tile next to them, so it's sort of like a little bit of a minesweeper sort of gameplay. Yeah. Okay, we're going to tackle those rats. So you've briefly seen him here. Let's move over here. Attacking downhill in general is a good idea because it gives you the chance for doing critical hits. And yeah, in this case, you know, like now I moved here with Iza, so I can see him. So also Mortimer can now attack that guy here. It's a bit unfortunate that yeah, Mortimer has a ranged weapon, which is this hunting spear, and the goblin is on a tile with shrouded with full cover. Sorry, also shrouded terrain. Which is, by the way, responsible for the sneaky trait to work. So they cannot hide on, like in plain sight on these grass tiles, only where there's some foliage, right? So that's where those looters can hide. Yeah, thank you for the kind words, Munzewick, in the chat. He said nice graphics and mechanics. I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you for that. always excites me to hear that people are excited. So yeah, I'm going to attack, and you can see here that basically there's like a damage or like a combat preview. So you see damage +4 from the hunting spear, so that's the base damage that they are doing. +3, which is actually quite high, because Mortimer has 8 attack power versus the 5 defense of the looter. So there's like +3 damage that he will be doing. And then we see critical hit +2 advantage for luck, because Mortimer is a lucky guy. Down here you can see the attributes of those minions, or also the enemies. And he has 2 luck, and for each luck he gains 1 advantage. So that's 2 advantage basically. But they're also getting 6, or basically Mortimer is getting 6 disadvantage for the enemy being in cover and him having a ranged weapon. So those advantages and disadvantages, they stack up and they convert into critical hit and glancing hit chances. You can see them above the health bar, zooming in a bit, above the health bar of the goblin. So that's a 30% chance for a glancing hit and only a 10% chance for a critical hit. That's not too great, but I take it, still take it. So let's just do it. Also on the health bar you can see there's the gray section, which means like that's so much damage that would we would do with glancing hits. The white area is how much damage we would do with regular hits, and the orange area is how much damage we would do with a critical hit. Let's hope. Okay, that was a glancing hit and at least a regular hit. Okay, that's not too bad. For Iza, we are giving her the Muscle Miracle to increase her basically attack power. And yeah, now she's attacking uphill, so that's a bit unfortunate, because also attacking uphill is giving you disadvantage, but she's also a bit lucky. So let's see. Okay, at least. Okay, almost. Great. So I'm going to give her a bit of block. He's standing on a hill, so that was basically the decision here to make. Like, they both are very squishy, but he's at least on a hill, she's not, so we don't. Yeah, of course he's going to get attacked, of course. Okay. So those goblins, they are cowards, right? So when they are low on health, they flee. So they're not very tough, right? But that's sort of like the thing, like that you have to deal with. Ah, look at that! Apply 3 stacks of freeze. Cannot move and becomes fragile. That's perfect for goblins. That's really great. When you attack them, they get -1 stack though. So you want to attack first and then apply that. So now the only question would be like, where's... Okay, here's another one. But you know what? We are in like really close vicinity, like we can get over there, and we will do that because 2 minions is better, 3 minions is better than 2. So now we claimed that point of interest, basically. You can see it also up here on that progress bar. Basically now that blip is filled. We have that camp claimed, and we got that minion for it. The other thing is that when you return to the camp later on, because you're, you know, like searching for events or whatever, you can use it to heal your minions. So it's not a one-time, I mean, basically it's a one-time use for the minion you get, but you also have benefits afterwards. So the first thing we want to do is basically kill off that one looter here, because we need 3 of them, so that's 1 of them. Lagartha here has a crossbow, so all minions have randomized starting weapons, or like each minion has a pool of weapons really out of a random one is picked out of. And the crossbow basically on kill gains the minion 1 stack of Overwatch. So if you played games like XCOM or so, it's a bit similar like that, or working similar to that. It's basically when an enemy unit is moving in their range during the enemy's turn, they will attack. So there's less direction, like area to cover or whatever, but it's still quite powerful to basically do stuff in the enemy turn. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, I think we're going to... So Iza won't be able to attack, unfortunately, because she's now standing here. She doesn't have any movement points left, so we cannot do anything with her. But with Murtima, we're going to move over here, because we don't want to attack uphill, but instead like be on the same level as the looter. And she's also able to attack, so that's what we're going to do now. Oh wow, that was a critical hit, so he might even, he's able to kill that guy. Awesome. Amazing. So yeah, bit unfortunate. Now we cannot even use the freeze because we cannot see that guy down here anymore, not targeted anymore, because we moved away. But then we just, we're using the emergency flush. That's better in this case. So just heal Murtima back up. So that's working fairly well. Here you can see like an event. These events are also fairly recent addition, and the events basically they're also similar to games like Slay the Spire and so on. They will get a nicer, like visual, basically representation. So there will be different kinds of events. Like the simplest one, basically some glimmering thing in the water, or like some crates that are in the woods or stuff like that. And so basically you have a bit of an idea what could be in there, but there's still like a couple of events that are actually hidden behind those visualizations. So again, little bit of like player knowledge that basically helps you to get better in the game, but you cannot rely on it 100%. You still have to embrace the randomness to a certain degree, which is, I think, at least my favorite way how to deal with it. I don't particularly like puzzle games, where you can basically calculate stuff and basically calculate stuff. Just have to go through many different options and do the math. Oh, look at that. Iza just killed that guy. So now we got an item, the Target Schnapps. On attack when landing a glancing hit, gain 1 stack of poison. That doesn't sound too enticing if you look at it, I know. But the thing is, it also gives you free ranged attack power, which is quite a lot. And this is sort of like the downside to it. So some items, have a good side, and some and countering that with some downside basically. That said, sometimes it can be beneficial to be poisoned, right? There's items, there's spells and stuff, where you say like, hey, it's actually a cool synergy, or there's something happening, there's something that I can work with if my minion is poisoned. The other thing is Iza picked it up, but she doesn't have to use it, which is really great, because we don't want to give it to her because she doesn't have a ranged weapon. So like the ranged attack power is useless in that case. There's not many items that are particularly tied to like melee or ranged weapons, but this is one of them. So we have the hunting spears here with Murtima, which is quite a strong weapon in his hands, because he's, like I said, he's a glass cannon. He's also very good at critting stuff, and he's also exceptionally well with applying injuries. So when Murtima applies an injury, he applies twice as many stacks. Each of those minions has traits, and he has the Psycho trait, which does what I just said. So instead of applying 1 stack of bleeding, he's applying 2 stacks of bleeding. It's still not a lot, but I mean, that's a starting weapon, so that's fine. I think I'm going to, let's see. I mean, I could give it to him, which, yeah, why not? Let's just embrace him as, on the other hand, he's like really, he's running in, like, I'm not necessarily like very keen on them not giving, or me not giving them any defensive items like those glass cannons. I feel like they are a little bit too, I have to take care a bit too much. So let's give it to Lagartha. Okay. Good. So here we can see the Goblin Hole. There's this particle effect here telling me that when I end the turn, there will be goblins spawning there. So we can potentially delay that if we want. We already have our 3 goblins that we needed. Like the last one that Isa killed was the 3rd one. So we don't really need any more to actually fulfill our quest, which is great. So now the question is just like, okay, what I'm going to do with... Okay, let's just try to... Okay, we were not able to do that, to basically remove it with Isa, but that's not a problem. Usually when you attack with a minion, you cannot move or attack anymore that turn, but Isa is nimble. That's her basically trait. So she can act after having used a weapon or ability. So I'm going to like go to this event, see what's there. Okay, clone a spell. It's a fairly simple one. Let's see, do we want to clone a spell? Let's see, what should we clone here? I'm a big fan of like Winky Switcheroo, if you've seen the last runs or streams basically. But I also have a couple of new spells that I've actually myself not played that often with, because they're basically locked behind unlocks. And so I'm let's see, mend, remove 1 injury and apply 3 stacks of regeneration. It's quite strong. But the problem is, like, I'm still taking Winky Switcheroo. Why? Because it's such an essential spell, I feel. It just is so much fun to use. Gives so much opportunities to use it. And it's also just 1 energy, right? Okay. So let's finish off that Goblin Hole here with Murtimer. And he can still move. And there we get a spell upgrade. So these buildings can also drop stuff. In that case, we got a spell upgrade, a simple one. It just reduces the energy cost by 1. And I will use that on Mend, because having a sort of like an injury removal and application of regeneration with just 1 energy, that's nice. Okay. So let's move over here with Lagartha, and maybe we can even... Oh no. Okay, so the thing is, I could have delayed that spawning here by landing a critical hit, which is never or almost never guaranteed. The other way to delay the spawning is to do magical damage on a building, but we don't have any damage spells currently, so that's... Oh no, we can actually move over with Murtimer. He's still moving points, and he can still attack because he killed or destroyed that building, so he has momentum. So let's yeah, I think we can finish off maybe? No. Okay. There will be an additional goblin spawning here, but it's not that big of a deal. So there it is. Moving away. And yeah, because we finished that quest, basically when you finish a quest that's tied to a fate card, or to the most recent fate card, you can, like at the start of next turn, you're immediately picking the next fate card. So if you're particularly quick, or, you know, like aiming to speed run a run, you can try to do that. So in this case here we have, again, the graveyard and the place of power. The place of power is in the bog, so that's a different biome, and the dark forest we also haven't seen yet. The bog is basically picking this fate card will change the daytime to night. Here we will stay basically on the daytime. And again we have the graveyard, and here we have the place of power. Place of power increases the amount of energy gained per turn by 1. And so I'm going to pick this one. Also, we can then see the knight. So, yeah. Place of power is over there. There's some bog midges and some oozes waiting for us. You may realize that our view range has been decreased, so that's also a thing, you know, like during nights, which makes the nights a bit more dangerous. Apart from that, also some enemies, you know, like behave differently, are stronger during the night, but there's also items. Oh, look at that, another spell. That's one particular or specific goblin spell. Fix it. Restore 9 health when overhealed, draw a spell. Yeah, that's a nice one. Guess I'm going to take that one. So each faction has their own particular loot table, and then there's also the generic loot table, right? That you can basically, where you can get, basically get stuff, or which you can get from pretty much anything. Let's see. Let's start to move over here. So yeah, we have to kill 6 bog midges for the next quest. And good thing, like Mortimer is perfectly equipped for that, because the hunting spears, they're very effective against those. And so I'm going to apply this here, which basically, so he now got 3 stacks of Swift, plus 1 movement point per stack, and he can also move after having attacked. So that's another way to sort of like circumvent that restriction. Okay, I'm not going to attack that hive here. In case you're wondering why. So that's sort of like a little bit of player knowledge again. Like those hives, when you attack them, they will basically those midges in vicinity will get frenzy. We don't want that. Instead, we're going to heal him up. Fortunately, that wasn't an overheal, but we wouldn't have any way to, or no more energy basically to cast anyway. Okay, Isa is going to stand on that hill here. We don't want to expose her by moving down to the bog. So let's just end that turn here. Bog midges are coming, and they're applying Disoriented, and both are applying it on Isa, which is a bit unfortunate. So she has now 2 stacks, or she had 2 stacks, now she has 1, because at the end of the turn, like, it's reduced by 1. And what it does is basically it's sort of like it's like forcing the minion or whoever, you know, like whatever unit it has, to move randomly at the start of their turn. So now she moved 1 tile, and now she only has 3 movement points left. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you get disadvantage, like +1 disadvantage for attacking when per stack. And what's really the bad thing about it is, like, those units cannot gain momentum. So even though those midges are like fairly weak, having, yeah, when they are able to stack up Disoriented on you, you just need to take care of that or be aware of that. So there's 2. We don't really have a possible. Yeah, we either can get into position with Lagartha, or we can get into position with Mortimer. Let's see. Let's take him. He should be able to make. Yeah, I mean they have. Ah, damn it. Yeah, so the problem with those midges also is, like, those 2, they are on tiles with trees, so they are in cover. And they also have the small trait, which means that they benefit from cover twice. So just going to kill those though. The blowpipe. Okay, that's basically a midge-related item. Apply 1 additional stack when applying primal effects. Primal effects are effects like poisoned, electrified, frozen, or burning. There's not too many items in the game yet that apply that, so I'm going to just sell it for now. And let's see, let's go over with her as well. Yeah, Murtima already has attacked, but he can still move because he is swift, which is like really not... doesn't really matter. But I'm still like moving up here with Iza, so she's not like down there in the bog. And that's it for this turn. Oh, and there's another looter. Okay, so we also need to take care about our Nexus, right? When the Nexus is going down, the run is over. So Lagartha being back here is actually quite a good thing. I'm still going to try to solve this situation here first. So now Murtima has one stack of disoriented, which is unfortunate, but okay, there's two things we can do, and I think I will kind of know what I want to do. So we can heal Murtima with the healing finger, which restores 12 health. So when we then use Fix It on him, oh no, we have to use Fix It first and then the healing finger, because that removes one injury when overhealed, right? So we could get rid of that disoriented, which would also mean that we are probably able to like get at least 2 kills with him here. The other thing that we could do is to use freeze to like lock that looter basically after damaging him, but yeah, I'm not too keen on that. Actually, like I don't need, like if he's running away, I don't mind too much. I'd rather want to solve this situation here, basically having my glass cannons being poked with, or being poked by midges. So okay, let's do this. Fix it, and then the healing finger, removing the disoriented, moving up here. Okay, let's first try to get as many things done with Iza. So attacking downhill here gives the chance to do critical hit. Yeah, okay, that's amazing. And there we have the midge hook. On kill, again 1 stack of retaliate, which means counter attack melee attacks. That's a cool weapon. That's a cool weapon. So I'm going to give it to her. And yeah, now she's flanked because she has 2, you know, like enemy units by her sides, which is not great, but hopefully we will be able to... Oh wow, that was a critical hit. So now she got 1 retaliate. That's great. Can still keep going with her, and so that's the thing, right? When you're like cleverly acting and basically also having a bit of luck in terms of like maybe your critical hits or so. You don't even need luck in many cases, right? Then you can chain together those kills basically, which is really nice. Not only because you can get rid of many enemies, but also because you get fame multiplier. So fame is the stuff up here, which is on the one hand it's your score, right? You can then basically post your score to the leaderboards, compare yourself with your friends and whatnot. But the other thing is also that if you fill up that bar, you rank up basically your fame rank, yeah, and then you get a nice little reward for it. So that's also something not to sneeze at basically. And yeah, those kill chains really help with that, because for every additional enemy that you kill, you get another, you know, like multiplier or increase the multiplier basically of your fame for this turn. Will be reset at the end of next turn, or at the start of a next turn obviously. But yeah, let's see. So yeah, these midges, those hives are basically pumping out new midges every turn, unless you delay their spawning, right? Now we also got a ooze here. Let's see. So we need to get over here. We haven't made much progress there yet because we keep getting like held up with those midges here. Again, Murtimer is disoriented. Just one stack, but that, like him not being able to gain momentum is like really. I mean, potentially we can just do it with Iza. I think we're going to help a bit with magic here, like softening them up so we can make sure that they are going to die, so she can keep going basically. Because what we definitely want, I think, is to kill that. Yeah, but now the question is, would I even be managed to kill that? No, I don't think so. So let's move up here. Let's try that. I have to try with him. So that's like not a lot of damage, but it's enough for her to get a guaranteed kill. And see, now we got those like work in progress fame rank up screen, where I can choose between like restoring 25% health of each minion, getting 75 gold or 9 crystals. I'm gonna take the gold. We also got the leg guards, on crit taunt for 1 turn and also 2 defense. That's cool. I think I'm going to... Yeah, I mean, I said I want to have sort of like a little bit of a defense item on my glass cannons. So I guess this one is good. I'm giving it to Iza because she's still she has a little bit more survivability. Because the problem here is like when she's critting with that, it's taunting the enemy, which means they will have a very high chance of attacking her. So actually, that's something we don't really want. But her being nimble, so basically she can attack and then move away, at least gives her a chance to not get attacked. Okay, so we still have Agartha here. The looter has gone. The problem is, like I said, during night you don't see much. So that's really making it a bit more dangerous, a bit more uncertain. Going to see if we can start. Oh, look at that. Now she got a crit and delayed spawning. So when they spawn, they have these smaller midges, like that effect on them. That's gone now. It also says delayed. We will probably also have some sort of like UI indicator that you clearly see like, okay, they are going to spawn if I'm not going to do anything about it. So what are we going to do here? Let's see. First, let's soften it up. That's delayed, but we don't even would need to delay it. We just kill it, destroy it with her. She's now 3 stacks of retaliate. That is quite nice. I don't think she will be attacked that much, but we can still attack that ooze here. That's what I'm going to do. And the great thing with her, like I said, is I can still move her after I have attacked, which I will now do, because those oozes, they are pretty nasty when they attack stuff that's on a bog tile. So I need to be on solid ground, or I want to be on solid ground, so they are not going to use their, or getting this special thing, which is their Stinking Wave melee attack. Like on hit, apply 1 stack of poison on target if the target is on a bog tile. So we don't want that, so we are moving away. Okay, we already accumulated quite a lot of money. That's great. And next turn already, okay, we already have to pick the new fate card. So we were a bit quick here with killing those midges, which basically we finished the quest and then triggered the next fate card. Going for the tomb here. I really hope that we will find some... that shouldn't be in the water, but that's how it is for now. I really hope that we will find a shop. So shops are also these points of interest that you're picking. Their distribution is currently basically hotfixed, so there was a bug that I needed to hotfix, and so they are not guaranteed right now to be in the point of interest rotation of the fate cards, but I'm hoping we will still see one. Hopefully I will be able to fix that tomorrow or some time this week. Okay, we have another event over there which I will try to get. We also have an event over there and the Place of Power, which we still haven't got. And we also got a cockatrice nest here. We actually also are required to kill 3 of them. They can be quite nasty. They apply bleed and are fairly quick. Like, they have a huge, like, they can move 5 tiles, so they can move quite a lot. And they are also nimble, so they will also move after they have attacked. So it's they are very erratic. So the enemies, they all have different sorts of behaviors, basically. And so let's see. They have different kinds of behaviors, like how they move in combat, like what tiles do they pick. They definitely need to be a bit more pronounced as they are right now. But yeah, the system is there. Just need to find the time to carefully, you know, like design each creature's balance instead of just like spitballing it like how it is right now, mostly. We're going to try to remove that. Yeah, okay, that was successful. Great. So I moved on the hill in order to get a bit of a critical hit chance, which was a good thing to do because we were able to kill it. And so let's see, we only have like this guy with 1. Okay, so that's almost okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. In this case, I'm just going to apply it to him. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So there's a tree on this tile. It's a bit hard to see right now. But anyway. So that was the reason why Mortimer basically got a glancing hit here. But Iza made it. And we can end the turn. Okay, definitely going to want to like pick up that loot here, and I think like Alpha is anyway like hanging back a bit, so we are starting to like soften up that cockatrice nest here. We don't want to have like those cockatrices spawning all the time and going for a nexus potentially. Iza here is going to get that event before it's gone. So those events, like I briefly mentioned, these are sort of like similar to what you see in other roguelites. In our case, it's sort of like the idea that your minion is going there, they find something, and they ask you what they should do. So there will be a bit more, like I said, a little bit more like a better visual representation of them, so you have a rough idea on what could be there. And there will be a little bit of like, you know, like a more fancier, flavorful text here than what should I do, right? Like, hey, I found this glimmering stuff, like it's sinking into the bog. Should I reach out for it or not? Okay, so what should I do here? Spend 15 gold, restore 50% health. I mean, we could do that. Or gain 90 gold and 6 stacks of corruption. So corruption is like unfortunately the tooltip for that is not working here yet. For the other things, yeah, it is. Corruption is a curse effect. Yeah, we will probably get into that later. I think I don't want to put corruption onto her because yeah, let's just say we don't want to expose her to that. So I'm just going to heal a bit. And then move on to that place of power. So in the future turns, actually immediately we got 4 energy. And also in future turns we will gain 4 energy instead of just 3. We now don't have any more movement points, which is a bit unfortunate because we can't move back again on the hill here. But anyway, we're going to attack. Okay, yeah. I mean, she has retaliate, so she will probably, or yeah, she will kill that ooze. Well, probably she will kill it. Okay, Murder. I think there was still this event over there. Yeah, okay. Let's try to get that. And yeah, he could also use a little bit of mending here. Currently not really have a use for Winky Switcheroo, I think. No. Also not for Teleporto. Anyway, time will come. So yeah, the goblins here attacking the cockatrice, which I should not forget to actually... Ah, look at that. Like I said, Isa killed it. That's great. Cockatrices. We need to kill cockatrices, and this one is actually standing right on the tile of our event. There will also be events that are tied to enemy units, so you need to kill the unit to actually, you know, like trigger the event and stuff. So those static events are not the only ones. Oh, that's nice. The Midge Gland. On kill, gain 3 stacks of regeneration. That's the perfect item for Mortimer. Yes, because it gives 15 max health. And he's killing a lot, and every time he kills something, he gains regeneration. Yes, please. That's really great. Now we just need to make sure that he survives this encounter with the cockatrice and the goblin that's coming out of that hole here. Let's see. Okay, so Isa is here. We're going to collect that those crystals, a little bit of gold, and there was also energy here. So some sort of like magic-y creatures like the ooze or like the cockatrice, which is sort of like the idea that it's like a magical hybrid creature. Sort of like an experiment gone wrong. Like those sort of things that have this like magical vibes to it, they can drop actual energy. So you pick it up and you just get for this one turn, you know, like you get a little bit more energy. So that's a nice thing that you can work with. You can leave it a little bit in case you don't need it that turn. So that's just the thing, you know, like the really good players, those people who really like to get that, sink their teeth like that much into and make these like micro decisions, care about these things. Basically, they will be able to like squeeze out a little bit more and basically hopefully beat that legendary difficulty. Yeah. Let's see how long I will take to actually do that. Okay, so the cockatrice here, great thing is like hunting spears, apply bleed. And so we're going to do that. So that's +2 bleeding. Then a good amount of damage. We're now adding a bubble to him because we don't want him to die with his great new item. And the other thing that we will do is to like emergency flush him. So discards the hand, restores 9 health per discarded spell. Going to do that. So he's full of health now. So 45 hit points, that's really a lot from Mortimer. And with her, I think we're going to continue to have a look out. Oh, look at that, there's another event. Yeah, we also want to go down there. So there's lots of like different opportunities on what we can do now. I'm going to first like try to kill off that or destroy that nest here. Like I said, I don't want them to be spawning next to my nexus. Isa is a bit like, yeah, cut off. Not really cut off, but A little bit on the side here. So here we have the Scoundrels. Those are the tier 2 skeleton units. Like in this run, we haven't even seen the tier 1s, but there's definitely also one like tier 1 skeleton unit somewhere here, if there's a tier 2. Cockatrices are also tier 2 units. There's no tier 1 Cockatrice unit. So those are like a little bit stronger, so we need to be careful with her. Especially as poisoned means that healing is reduced by 50%. Okay, that's just gone at the end of the turn though, so it's not that problematic still. Okay, we're going to move up here, attack that one here, and then I think we are done for the turn. Yeah, that was to be expected. Good thing that we had that shield. Then there's this other Cockatrice coming in, trying to protect their nest, and the other one as well. Okay. And we have the goblins spawning here, doing some stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of goblins, it seems. And undead. Okay. Getting quite interesting here. So, 2 Cockatrices. That's a lot. So we probably... Let's see. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is to get that event in hopes of like it doing something good for us. Apply a random spell trait, minion loses 12 health. So spell traits are basically like these spell upgrades. But I don't want Mortimer to lose 12 health now. Like even with like the bonus max health and the regeneration, that's not really something I want to trade for a random spell trait. So I'm going to leave that. Okay. Then we have the Cockatrice here. Can we kill it? Not really. At least not with Mortimer alone. So the problem is the Cockatrice is also magic resistant. Yeah, because it's an aberration. So incoming magic damage is halved. So that will only do 4 damage. That would be sufficient if we did 2 crits, but that's a little bit like, not very likely, I think. And down here we have 2 Cockatrices on Lagartha. Can we? Yeah, unfortunately we cannot overheal her to get the bleed off of her because she has 4 bleed. That's quite a bit. And Iza is here. We definitely don't want to move her here because then the Cockatrice can just attack downhill, giving them a critical hit chance. Not good. What can we do? I mean, I'm thinking about ways on how to use like Winky's switcheroo here. What would be the best way to use it? The thing is, like with Mortimer, like I'm thinking of exchanging that goblin basically with that one Cockatrice down here. But Mortimer is not that. Yeah, no, we're just leaving them here. Okay. Decisions. Let's just move here. I'm not going to stand in the bog because that gives me a little bit of, you know, like chances of getting critically hit again. Going to just like straightforward attack that one. Okay. Still going to heal her. So the bleed is not like, you know, like making her lose too much of her health. And yeah, I don't really see a good usage for the switcheroo still, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, let's try it. Maybe we are lucky. At least this one will die at the end of his turn. Its turn. So yeah, that's the good thing about it. Any What we can still do is to exchange these two. Lagartha is a little bit more sturdy, so she can take it more than Iza. Iza being on the high ground here helps her a bit in terms of surviving the next turn. Lagartha is collecting more bleed. Great. Oh. Yeah. That one cockatrice died. That's at least something. Yeah. Destroy it. So that's one retaliate. That's good. Ooh, that's the perfect spell in the perfect situation. So she has 6 bleed. She's definitely, yeah. Like he has 3 bleed. It's also a bit, but 6 beats that. So we're going to basically rid her of the bleeding. Good. What should we do next? We definitely wanna going to move here and here. So this cockatrice is flanked. Yeah, that should do the trick. Upgrade a spell. Remove consumed +1 energy cost. Do I want to do that? No. Actually not. Okay. So I only had one spell that that is consumed, and that's this one. I don't really need that too often, and a free energy cost is quite a lot for that spell, so I didn't want to increase that energy cost, basically. The good thing is we are now like in vicinity. We can just go to the camp here. So he has 4. 1, 2, yeah. Let's move to the camp. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so we need to try to at least scare off one of them. That was a really great performance, Mortimer. I really like that. Okay, then let's see what we can do with the next one. He also gained that regeneration now, which is really great from that Midge gland. So I'm not that concerned about him anymore. What about our other 2 minions here? Yeah, we already did everything we can. Still would like... Oh, there's another event down here. Still would like to... That's a bit of a gamble now. I'm not gambling. Like the teleporto... Yeah, okay, that was so... Oh my god. That goblin stole our crystals. We will get them back. So there's a bandit. And there is the scoundrel. Okay. So she has now like free bleed. It's sort of like countered by that regeneration dose. So that's not really that problematic. But okay, we have 4 energy. We have exactly that amount of energy required to cast all the spells. That's great. I'm going to heal her because she has the lowest health right now. Then we are going to, let's see, she has the ranged weapon, so it's just flank here. The thing is, when like Iza is flanked between the scoundrel and the cockatrice, so when she attacks, she now has like a 10% glancing hit chance, which I'm not like really fond of. So I'm going to move over here, so I can move her over here and still flank. So to flank something, you need to have at least 1 tile between 2 units, right? Doesn't matter, like those units just have to be hostile. So you can also utilize like 2 enemy factions like next to each other, and then move your minion into the right position to flank one of them. Okay, so the question is now, like, what are we going to do, in what order? The last thing we're going to do is the Nexus Pulse. Apply 1 stack of stun on every unit within Nexus Domain. Nexus Domain is like currently, unfortunately, only like you can only see it if you select the Nexus. You see that purplish outline here. That's the Nexus Domain. So apply 1 stack on every unit within Nexus Domain. That includes our own. There's a couple of other spells and items that are working with the Nexus Domain. Hopefully I will get around to give it a better visualization sometime soon. So that's what we are going to do at the end after we have attacked with those 2 minions. And he up here, so we have the problem here that this will be spawning. So we could destroy that, but it's not that important as basically getting rid of those down here, because we don't want to lose too much health on the Nexus, because it's quite hard to get health back for the Nexus. So let's see, she has 6 attack power, 5 attack power, so okay, let's just give it to her. Start here. That's great. That's great. Okay. Okay, quest complete. So we killed all the cockatrices that we needed to, and now we're going to take care of this scoundrel that moved here. Okay, we're not going to snatch that event, like it's already fading, so that means like next turn it's gone. And I still wasn't here, like even though we already finished the quest and the next fate card is up there for picking. We haven't yet gotten to that tomb. Okay, that's nice. We have delayed this. That's a good thing. Now I'm looking a bit stupid because Nexus Pulse, I can do that. It just doesn't matter right now because undead are immune against injuries. Yeah, undead are immune against injuries. So I would only stun my 2 minions, which right now is not really very doing very much for us. So let's not do it. Okay, the bandit is against retaliation. Great. Okay. So we have either a place of power or a camp. I was hoping for a shop. Like I said, point of interest distribution is currently a little bit not as it is intended. But let's see. We already have a place of power. Yeah, let's just do a camp. Let's get an additional minion. It's hidden here. And okay, now we need to be careful because yeah, there's squirmers here. So squirmers are the tier 2 goblin units, and those tier 2 goblin units are really powerful. Like they can take much more of a beating than the looter can, the tier 1 units, and they also apply poisoned, both with their attacks, like their ranged attack, like they are throwing those small poisonous squirms, but also when you do a critical hit or you kill them. Basically, when you do a critical hit in melee, you will get poisoned, and when you kill them, like all units adjacent to them will also get poisoned, which you can also utilize to actually poison your enemies. You just have to be careful to not be, or yeah, you should try to not be standing in their vicinity when they basically are getting killed, if you want to prevent getting poisoned. Okay, let's see. going to kill off that goblin hole here. There's a bit of money there, but I want to get whatever this is. A healing spell. Yeah, I'm going to take that. That's a good idea. So with the deck building, you know, like there's still a lot of work there to do, basically. As you probably have realized, like I've pretty much taken all the spells right now that I've been offered. This will change in the near future when there's been more like game design work being done on the whole on the whole spell collection, basically. For now, it's a bit, you know, like, yeah, whatever, I take it. That's not how it should be, though. Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing with those scoundrels. When you hit them, they gain block. So for the first attack, it doesn't matter, but afterwards... let's see, hopefully we are going to crit them. Yeah. Okay. So now we can, because we stand on the hill and elevated terrain, which is increasing our ranged attack range, we can attack that Skirmer here, which we will do now. Okay, that's a bit of damage here. Do we need... We can heal, we can... or we can freeze. We can also switch some positions. It's really strange. I haven't like had so little opportunities for making interesting plays with Winky Switcheroo in my recent runs. Or for a long time, actually. Like, it's... I mean, what I can do... No, I'm doing it that way, that's even better. Okay, so now I moved into that terrain. That's not a good terrain to be in because it's rough terrain. It's adjacent to like an elevated tile. I mean, in this case, yeah, it's a ranged enemy basically, but still, I'm going to switch positions with them. So now they are in rough terrain and I'm attacking downhill. So now you see like +2 luck, +2 advantage from luck, which, yeah, it's from Murderer, but also +3 target on lower ground and +3 target on difficult terrain. So that gives us a whooping 40% chance to land a critical hit, which is great. So that's 14 and 7. That was way more than I expected in the first place. And the next thing we are going to do, yeah, let's heal Iza and then also heal Murderer. She can still pick up that +3 damage against large units. That's what the halberd does. So we're not really having any large units now. Like, this is a perfect weapon against ogres. Haven't seen any ogres yet. Yeah, I'm going to sell that one. And what else are we going to do? We are maybe moving a bit here in the hopes of making a quick move towards the tomb at some point, while also like covering this area and starting to like kill off these skirmers. Yeah. Finally, that's the end of this turn. Okay, we have a ghoul here. Got a little bit attacked by that cockatrice, and he's attacking their nest in return. He was a bit indifferent, huh? Like, what should I do? Should I move here or there? Okay. So we have 2 skirmers moving in here. We also have that looter here. He's not really much of a threat, to be honest. And that's a 25% chance. Like maybe you cannot see it on the stream. Like there's a slight like orange bit here. So that means that we need actually to do a critical hit in order to be able to kill that one. That's 2 times 25% chance. I'm not sure if I'm going to take that though, because if we not manage to do that, we would be locked up here, and I think I'm better off by moving Mortimer down here, because even though that looter is not really a threat for him alone or on its own, basically, we have 2 Squirmers here, and these are definitely a threat. So what are we going to do? No, that's not going to work. 1, 2, 3. So basically I was looking if I can actually get Mortimer into position to attack that Squirmer, but unfortunately even with applying 3 stacks of Swift, we won't get there. Okay. So the other things that we could do is we can get into position with Iza. Even though I wanted actually to go down there, but cannot leave Lagartha alone. Oh! Yeah, I definitely need a better indicator for that. Better notification. We have 360 gold. Currently it's rather easy to remember like how much gold you need for like buying an additional minion. It's just like how many minions you have times 100. So for 300 gold you get another minion. Also that button here appears. You could also like press here, like this one will have another functionality, yeah, in the near future hopefully. But yeah, it also gets you into the higher minion screen basically, and there we have Albert and Eckward. So as you can see, like those minions, like the others, have different stats, and they also have different weapons. And this one has the Grave Robber trait, plus 25% gold looted. When picking up gold, increase maximum health by 1. So he can get like really tanky. And Eckward is nocturnal, which means he does not suffer reduced view range during the night and gains also 2 advantage during night. So that's really great. Okay. Is the reason you have apply 3 stacks of something in cards instead of apply 3? So there's a question from Queston. Is there a reason you have apply 3 stacks of something in cards instead of apply 3 something? Oh, I just felt it's like a little bit more clear. It's also a bit longer, I get that. And yeah, honestly, like I haven't, like I'd need to think about that more in depth, basically, if I can just leave that out in those descriptions. But maybe have a look at that. Let's have a look at that a little bit later. Anyone? Yeah, most card games just do apply free fire. Yeah, that's true. It's just, you know, like sometimes you have stacks, you have stuff basically interacting with stacks. So I think that sort of like anchors it a bit more into the player's brain. But yeah, it would also make things shorter, which is also beneficial, definitely. So yeah, I will have another thought about that. Yeah. Any preferences, like Albert or Eckward? Let me know in the chat. Briefly waiting for the delay to hopefully be over. Or nobody wants to choose? Then I will just pick one. Eckward has higher stats. Yeah, but he doesn't have as much luck. So a little bit more health, a little bit more defense, but also not as much luck. So luck is basically advantage for critical hits, and also many events sort of like incorporate the luck somehow, yeah, to give you a bit of a more favorable outcome. And also it's basically influencing the loot, right? If you kill something with him, there's a chance to get better loot, or there's a higher chance to get better loot than with Eckward. So Eckward, except luck, so ranged also sounds better. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Here he is, Eckward. So that's making things a bit easier here for us. Yeah, I'm going to move away, maybe to here. Yeah, we have another one there, huh? That's great. And so that was a critical hit. Good thing. No, did she get? I'm not sure anymore. Was she poisoned before, or is that a bug? I think she was poisoned before, right? Because she definitely shouldn't get poisoned if she's doing a critical hit with ranged on those guys. I will have to investigate that. Okay. Good. So with Iza we cannot do anything else than move into position here and attack. Let's hope for the best. So yeah, in that case she didn't do a critical hit, which was good in this situation, and we're going to just freeze that guy in place. Nexus pulls currently. Yeah, I could have also done that, but wouldn't have catch this one. So let's just move on. Oh yeah. So goblins, they're sort of in a symbiotic relationship with those squirms, basically. So you may have seen this one squirmer throwing stuff to that one. Now he's regenerating. So they're sort of buffing units or healing units for goblins, while also being quite sturdy, at least in goblin terms. So I'm going to move away from that guy before I kill him. Definitely, I'm not gonna want to be caught by the poison. Let's see. Let's move over here. It's only... yeah, but it should work, right? Come on. Ah, no! Okay. Then it needs to be finished off with a spell. This guy is not going to get anywhere right now, except for attacking that goblin hole. Okay. It's better than nothing. Want to get rid of that anyway. He already attacked. Lagartha is quite low on health. Problem is now she's only getting +6 health because she's poisoned. That's not great. Doing a bit of magic damage on this guy, and yeah, okay, again, no crit with her. In this case, I'm actually saying hey, that's a good thing. Not getting poisoned. And she can still attack, so... oh, that's... oh no. We cannot move. That was not that clever from my side. We cannot move anymore. I can just outright kill them, but that means that she will get more stacks of poison. Okay, let's just move Lagartha out of the way. She has to deal with it. Okay, well, it's just one stack, so it's a little bit of a randomization in there for that final splatter of poisoned here. So it's 1 to 3 stacks. She only got 1, so she's at 2 stacks now. That's something we can manage. That's it for this turn. Let's see. The ghoul is still like whacking away on the nest. And Egward is getting a little bit focused here. By the way, I checked the Steam page. The description feels really vague. I feel it focused on the game mechanics and less on the lore. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Definitely going to have another look at the Steam page. Honestly, you know, like there's only so much you can do. Like I'm almost like solo deving that game. So except for the art, mostly I'm doing everything by my own. So it's yeah, it's just so much you can do, and I was like really focused on other things. I know I should do that. It's important. It's an important thing to do. And to get right, the Steam page and the description. So yeah, definitely on my list of stuff to take care of. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, he's now also poisoned. We are getting new enemies here soonish. Okay. Can we... He's still 2 moves... Oh, okay. Let's give him might. So he's definitely going to kill off that goblin hole. Yeah. Thanks, Gweston. I totally get that. Thanks for the feedback. Like whatever, you know, like comes across your mind, please tell me. Even if it's already on my list, I just get a reminder, or you know, like know now it's like, or get to know like it's even more important. So yeah, don't hold back. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to attack that Squirmer here, I think. I want to snatch that loot. It's blue. You can see a faint glimmer, like it's a little bit that it's blue. You can see it. So that means that's a rare loot. Definitely want to get that. With her, we also have another goblin hole here. That's only a 5% chance to maybe delay it. That's not something I feel very confident in, so I'm just instead of like getting this. Okay, sticks. That's goblin specific loot. I kind of like it because it's definitely a good replacement for Egward's shortbow. So you get +4 advantage, so that's 20% critical hit chance when on shrouded terrain, and also 1 more damage than the shortbow. So yeah, let's do this. That was also great that I found that before attacking, so I can now actually benefit from it. Let's see, I'm not really getting into a better position here. He has 25% hit chance. Okay, no, that's actually fine. It's a ranged weapon, so he won't be affected by the critical hits poison splash when attacking that guy. The other thing is we could also attack the goblin hole here, like 25% 2 times. That's a solid chance to delay the spawning here. We only need 1 more looter. If I can prevent that looter, that 1 more squirmer, sorry. If I can prevent another one from spawning here, I'm happy. So let's do this. Yeah, okay. That was 1 crit that delayed the spawning here. That's good. So let's see. There is not any danger here. I mean, there's that ghoul, but he wouldn't reach to Iza, so we're not going to heal her. Egward, though, is right next to that squirmer, so even though it hurts a bit to only get 6 health out of him, I mean, we could heal her. Yeah, let's heal her. Okay, and now finally, yeah, okay, there's a bug. Like, I need to check. It's not really a bug, it's an oversight. Like, I'm not checking for ranged attacks. Like, you've seen, like, I did a crit. No! Oh, okay. Now I know where this poison is coming from. Forgot about her, like, target schnapps. So basically, if you weren't here when I first explained it. It gives you free ranged attack power, which is quite a lot, but also when you land a glancing hit, you gain 1 stack of poisoned. So that's sort of like the downside of that item. So on the other hand, it gives you free ranged attack power, which is quite a lot. The idea is, you know, like it's alcoholic beverage. So basically, if she misses, she's taking a nap and therefore getting or nipping like a little bit on it. So she's getting poisoned a bit. So it's not from the Squirmer, it's from this one. I just forgot about it in the heat of battle or in the heat of my room, which is so hot. Like I'm a little bit like I don't wanna have a look at like how hot exactly it is, because it's unbearable almost. Okay, so now she's also poisoned. So yeah, whatever. Egwart is going to get the heal. So again, more poison. Should the glow be more clearly blue? Now it's very dim. Yeah, on that, yeah, very much. Like, so you're talking about the loot effect. It definitely should be more bluish. You know, there's just lots of stuff that still needs improvement, but yeah, that's also one of it. So yeah, you definitely should see it easier that this is a rare item, or yeah, rare item, rare spell, whatever, waiting for you to pick up. So you're getting even more excited and definitely want to get it right away. So is there a difference between melee and ranged weapons? So what's the difference between them? I mean, apart from the obvious that ranged weapons have a range. Yeah, it's basically that's the most obvious difference. So with ranged weapons, when you're standing on an elevated tile, you also get increased range. And there's also the downside of when your enemy is on a wooden, like on a full cover tile, like this dark forest here, you are getting basically +6 disadvantage when attacking, meaning 30% glancing hit chance. So that's not great. Egwart is down to 13 health. So, I mean, apart from that, melee and ranged, there's one thing I'm still thinking about, which is like, should you get any downside to ranged weapons? You know, like on the one hand, make ranged weapons maybe even like a little bit more powerful. Currently, the range extension is... Okay, we didn't manage to delay that. It was unfortunate. The range extension is basically one tile. Which feels a bit like, yeah, it's okay. It's one tile. It oftentimes like makes the difference. But yeah, like the other way would be to just double the range, right? And on the downside, basically, there's a few options here. Like basically, if you're in contact with like another enemy, you know, like getting disadvantage, basically. Sort of like what you know maybe from other games, where like yeah, ranged units suffer from like disadvantage in whatever way when they are in melee combat, stuff like that. So apart from that, there's a couple of items that work differently on melee and ranged. So yeah, bit of a difference there. Dwarven Cereal Box, that's 25% loot from gold. Or the first spell cast each turn immediately returns to your hand. Yeah, that's an easy one right now. Especially as we haven't seen any shop yet, which is again unfortunate. And definitely doesn't or shouldn't be that way. Quickly catching up in the chat. So yeah, cool item. It's nice to have item skills with downsides. Yeah, I think so too. Like it just makes the decision a little bit more interesting. The Steam page also talks about a fast-paced game. I don't feel this is fast-paced as it's turn-based. I mean, it's relatively, right? I mean, one thing you have to consider, like I'm constantly explaining stuff, so normally I would probably already been finished with that run. And compared to other turn-based games, I think it's fairly fast-paced. So. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. So that's where I'm coming from, basically. Fast-paced in relation to turn-based games. So, yeah. Okay, when you switch the bow to spear, I didn't see the difference in them. So the bow and the spear, they both are ranged weapons, right? So those sticks, how they are called, those are basically the goblin weapons, the looters' weapons. They can also be used in range. So the looters are sort of like skirmishers. They can attack in melee combat. They can attack in ranged combat. Anyway, when they drop sticks, that's a ranged weapon. And yeah, +4 advantage when on shrouded terrain, which will help here. So you see critical hit, +4 advantage from the weapon, +1 from luck. We still have a 30% chance of doing only a glancing hit. I'm a little bit hesitant to move. Oh. Okay, there was another looter hiding here. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate, because look at that. Like, attacking uphill plus the target being in cover, that's like 45% chance of landing only a glancing hit. So chances of actually killing that guy now are really low. What to do here? Okay, let's move away a bit with Egward, definitely. I think that's a good idea. He can still attack here. Yeah, at least he has a better chance for landing a critical hit because of the sticks. So that's 2 health remaining. That's that's a guaranteed kill. Mortimer gets regeneration. Not that he needs it right now, but maybe he will next turn, because he will probably getting poisoned. Okay, yeah, just 3. Yeah, see, 2 glancing hits because attacking them in the woods. Okay, she's already done. We've already done this. That's looking like enticing up here. Last thing I will do for that turn is to basically, do that emergency flush, even though it hurts. Like normally I would be getting 26 health back here, but now it's just 13, but I'm taking it. It's better. Oh, forgot something. I now have that first spell. So the first spell cast each turn immediately returns to your hand. That's amazing. It's I mean, amazing is maybe a little bit exaggerated in this case, because he's right now, I'm discarding only that 1 card, so it's just restoring 9, which being halved because he's poisoned is turning into 4. It's not that amazing. I'd say. I think I'm rather healing her here. Yeah. Okay. More poisoning. Good thing Mortimer is getting close, or we can actually go to the camp right away if we want. Yeah, I think we will do that. We only need 1 more skirmer. So what we are going to do is we will be able to kill off that guy this turn probably. So we're moving over here. And look at that. There is Scarlet. Okay. Oh, there's another event down here. Okay, I was intending to actually move that skirmer down here. Oh yeah, that's what we can do. I move over here. First thing. What should I do? Burn a spell, choose a random spell. Currently, yeah, let's see. Nexus Pulse. As we currently have only the undead boss in the game, the Nexus Pulse is not that amazing, because they are immune to injuries, as stunned is an injury. We don't necessarily need that, so we will just burn that one. And what's there? Oh, a cleanse. Yeah, definitely going to take that. Like, those squirmers are not going to get like go away. So I'm happy to have that now. So she has 2 poison on her. We could just remove that right away. But the first thing we're going to do is to remove that goblin hole here. She's getting Overwatch for that. Don't really, yeah, not really that useful here in that situation. But anyway, we are now going to do a switcheroo and get that Squirmer down here and Scarlet up there. So that's the first move. And I think the second move will be to get Murtimer up. No, actually we wanted to kill that guy, right? We wanted to kill that guy. Let's see if we manage to do this. Yeah, that should be working. Maybe not. I mean, 30% chance for a glancing hit. But let's hope. Oh yeah. Okay, great. So that's the quest complete. So now I can exchange Murtimer with this guy up here. Look at that. I mean, there's some other enemies up there. Bog midges. I know that because that ghoul is disoriented. So yeah, there they are. But now Murtimer is here. He should be able to deal fine with those like tier 1 units here. It's not a problem, and next turn we can snatch that event here. Oh no, actually we can do this turn. Let's move her here. What should I do? Burn a spell, gain a random spell, clone a spell, or apply a random spell trait. I feel like cloning a spell would be great. What should we clone? Cleanse, should I cleanse would maybe be Twister is great. Let's see, in basically I'm thinking about the boss battle already. So we know it's an undead boss. What would be helpful is to have more healing spells, because healing spells do damage to undead. So I'm going to use the emergency flush in the hopes of like nuking him when he gets to me. Some more gold. Yeah, Overwatch is removed when you move your units, so that's something to be aware of. I can also just... Okay, actually, like, she needs a bit more... Like, she needs the health. Yeah. Ouch. Oh, and there comes an ogre. Okay, so there's the next fate card. Oh, we have the choice between Place of Knowledge and Place of Power. That's... Okay. I really need to have a look into those basically point of interest distributions tomorrow morning, because this is not working great. Like, I definitely... Like, there needs to be like a guaranteed shop in that progression towards the boss, maybe even 2. But we don't have it, so we had a Place of Power. Let's now take a Place of Knowledge. Sort of like similar-ish, definitely in terms of like how it looks, but in terms of how it works, it's just increasing the amount of spells that you get each turn by 1. So it's quite powerful, definitely. So like that area now got added here. We have the quest to kill scoundrels, which are these guys here. And so like my decision to like clone a healing spell a moment ago was the right one. It's also important here that the both options are there about equally good. Yeah, I would say like that's true in many cases. What in particular do you mean? Like with the fate cards, or so there was this basically statement from Question. The fate cards, yeah. Yeah, about equally as good. Yeah, I mean, there's, like sometimes something will be just better because of the situation. I think that's to be expected. Sometimes things will be better for you because you just like it better. It's basically sort of like helping your playstyle, your preferred playstyle. So there's different things there. But yeah, in general, they should be about equally as good. There should not be like a choice, an obvious choice, basically. So, okay, got Retaliate here. Of these two guys here. So let's see. She still has one stack of poison, but that's not too bad. And I'm getting a little bit concerned about that ogre coming into my Nexus here. Like that's not too great, to be honest. And I'm currently, I think I'm. Yeah, Mr. Ogre, like I'm not too fond of you. Like, go away into the swamp. So he needs a bit longer. Like if he still wants to come back, he can try. But I guess he will be pestered by those midges here. And we have this bandit here, which is like way less of a danger than that ogre. Eckward is bleeding happily, having 3 stacks of bleed. The good thing is that we can just use the Twister spell, which allows us to swap effects between 2 units. So that's also quite a creative spell. The only problem I see now is that I still want to get Eckward out of the way here. Yeah, we are going to swap him with Scarlet, and so she's quite a bit sturdier and also has full health right now. So let's just attack that Cockatrice. Maybe we're even able to finish it off. Let's see. Nah, close enough, but yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it for now. Yeah, come on, sting in. Nah. That was a bit of damage onto our Nexus, but definitely less than what the Ogre would have done. So that was the right decision, definitely. Going to pick up... Oh yeah, look at that. Like those swimmers that we switch a route down here, they are like fighting against the ghoul. Pretty happy about that. No need to change this. Okay, so we have some energy to pick up here. That's great because our spells that we have in our hands, they have like 5 energy, and also we get the first cast spell. We get it back into our hand because of this one artifact here. It's also quite low on artifacts this run. It's like another thing that I need to look into. So in general, like the game is a bit too... So currently what I'm looking into it is like getting the experience like narrowed down a bit. Like right now it's like too much of a broad Like there's too much variety in there, like in a like, bad way, in terms of like, hey, sometimes I'm getting like many artifacts, sometimes I'm getting less, so I need to tweak some numbers there. Like I just went a little bit overboard with the ranges there, I guess. So luckily the systems are made in a way that I can easily adjust it. It's just I need to take the time to do it. Let's kill that. Yeah, that ghoul. And then let's see. We can still move with her because of her nimble trait. So we have 8 turns until the boss will spawn. So I'm kind of like looking for like getting closer back to the Nexus, or staying in that vicinity. Getting also my minions healed up a bit. So let's do it this way. We still have 4 still have 4 energy left. She cannot attack. He potentially could. And he's just... Ah, no. Mortimer, you have to go by foot. I'm moving her here and attacking this guy. That's a crit. Awesome. Putting the bubble on Eckward, so he's not taking damage. Yeah, not many artifacts. Actually, just one. Like that's an outliner. Definitely not the typical case. And like I said, I need to like rein in those extremes more, because there's quite a lot of really cool artifacts. You know, like there's I think more than 60 in the game, and I mean, there's no point in like having that many. If you only see one in a run, like that's... Maybe we are able to get another one when we rank up our fame. That shouldn't take too long anymore. Like it's a little bit of fame missing to... Like I'm almost tempted to kill that ghoul off, but the thing is, you know, like you don't get too much fame for units where you, or for enemies where you haven't done much damage onto them, right? So yeah, up here you see like the spawning indicator from the ogre camp. So yeah, you can have your imagination run wild what's happening there until the next ogre spawns. And going to, let's see, move her over here. Yeah, it definitely adds to the replayability if there's many. That's right. And also you just get these crazy combinations from time to time, right? Which feels really great. Can I don't like I should like I'm tempted to kill off that ghoul, but the thing is, like, I'm not really, there's no reason for it right now. Killing that scoundrel, 7 turns left. Mortimer alone is a bit it's a little bit alone up there. When he's alone, he's alone. We don't want that, because even though he has quite high health now because of his items, he's still squishy because he has low defense. Yeah, what the hell? Let's do it. Yeah, she got another like poisoned now. Like that's what I got for it, you know, like because I get greedy. She did a glancing hit, and therefore, because of her target schnapps item, she's she's having another poison applied. Okay. Emergency flush, we're going to use that on him. And we get another one back. That's 4 health. That's low, but yeah. That's how it is. So yeah, if you like what you see, it would be super appreciated if you could wishlist the game on Steam. So there's the link in the description. There's also a sign up on Steam for a future playtest. If you want to check the game out for yourself. We're still a few weeks off, a couple of weeks off before that starts. Like I need to iron out a couple of things before basically I can let more people in. If you'd be interested in like giving more in-depth feedback, basically with like filling out a survey, chatting on the Discord and stuff, you can hop onto the Discord server. There's an Explorer section there where you can just raise your hand and essentially basically sign up for the so-called Explorers, where you can then you get access to the game via a key and can playtest in return for hopefully a bit of feedback from your side. So yeah, you might realize like I'm getting a little bit like my concentration is like wearing off because talking, playing, and the heat, it's like it's like a little bit too much. So going to concentrate on playing now a bit more. Oh, the Barbarian Loincloth. On kill, gain 1 stack of Rage. That's +1 attack power and +1 advantage on incoming attacks per stack. So yeah, Rage is sort of like one of these effects that have like an upside and a downside. Let's give that one to her. Yeah, I think that's fitting. Yeah, Queston says that he loves that, or they love that enemies fight against each other too. Yeah, that's a thing that I had in from quite the start. I wanted to have it, you know, like a little bit like a little bit more lively world where there's not everything is just focused around you. I have to say the game like steered away from that, but I think it's still creating so much emergent gameplay that I'm happy that this is still in the game. So yeah, I've been developing this for quite some time now, and at the start it looked fairly different, I have to say. So okay, so she's still, yeah, let's go for that Squirmer. And we still have that emergency flush, which is great. Like I said, like I'm now like looking for actually healing up my my minions, basically in preparation for the boss at the end of the run. Okay, so those goblins up there, they are like busy fighting the ogre, which I think is like, I'm happy about that. I sort of want to kill off that Squirmer, but I don't want to do it with Scarlet because yeah, killing those will just poison everybody in vicinity, so I'm using the crossbow to finish that one off. Moving here. Red Tails. On turn end, restore 1 health. 9 health. Max health, basically. So that's a common item. But yeah, Egwart doesn't have anyone right now. So let's give it to him. And yeah, next time we can get this one and then potentially also that event which is waiting down here. What do we do with Murtima and Egwart and Iza? Yeah, we don't want to disturb that happy party up here. So let's see if we can still finish that quest to gain more gold and fame. So I'm going to apply block on Murtima here because he will definitely get shot at by that bandit here. I'm also going to apply Mend on that bandit, giving him free regeneration, which basically means that they now have a dot because undead, yeah, they are taking damage from healing. Hopefully I didn't... Yeah, okay, working. Everything's fine. So I don't see any scoundrels here, which is a bit unfortunate because that's actually the undead that we need. Oh, yeah. That's what you get when you're attacking uphill. Let's first see. Okay, Morningstar. That one is packing quite a punch with 11 damage, but it's applying an injury. And like I said, the undead boss at the end of the run is immune against injuries, so I'm not going to swap that out or that, or yeah, that's a ranged weapon. I'm taking 2 times. I mean, actually with Murtima, it might be beneficial to actually do that because he now also has a weapon that does an injury, so that's not really a downside in giving him that Morningstar. But the damage the hunting spear is doing is really low. To get over the defense of that undead boss that is coming, he needs to have a bit more punch. So yeah, he's getting the Morningstar. Good thing about that is he can attack another time. If we're equipping a weapon, that's just a nice little benefit. So bam, let's see. Okay, we could have killed it, but we can still kill it, so let's kill that one up here. Oh yeah, so we ranked up, basically gained a fame level or fame rank. Work in progress screen. We can heal our minions, we can gain an artifact, or we can get a good amount of gold. I'm going to claim the artifact. So we have Bramble. Oh, that's... apply 1 to 3 stacks of bleeding on enemies attacking the Nexus. Yeah, that's great, just not right before the boss that's immune against injuries. Greed effigy. When picking up gold, minions gain 1 stack of regeneration. Plus 15% gold secured for next run. Not super useful right now, but yeah, I take it. The thing is, pretty much all of these artifacts, have a couple of designed synergies with other items and spells and whatnot. many of them also have synergies that I did not actually expect them to have, so that just got discovered over time by me playing or by other people playing, which is also nice. So that one, for instance, like there is a couple of usages for this one apart from just getting richer. And obviously the regeneration is also nice to have. So yeah, let's try to remove that hive here, so we can move a little bit further into that direction and hopefully find some scoundrels. There are two of them, huh? One of them quite low on health. Like maybe we can do something here. Okay, Isa is being threatened by that big ogre here. Not particularly fond of that. We also have a looter who is like trying to exploit that we have our attention elsewhere by moving close to our nexus. Like these guys, they can also steal money from you, so you have to be a bit careful about that. Okay, let's see. So, moving up here. Going down here onto the event. What should I do? Gain 1 goblin spell, gain two goblin spells, lose up to 60 gold. So that's one of the, like, basically with luck you're losing like a random amount less. That's influenced by your luck. So in the future we will indicate that properly, so you see what stuff is influenced by luck, so you can make a better decision on what option to choose. Obviously the first one, there is no luck involved here, and with the third option there's also no luck involved, but that's the one where we get 3 goblin spells, so that's quite powerful. Like those spells, you know, like they all have a theme. Like if they come from a certain faction, they always work well with each other, so that's a great thing to have. Should I do this? I'm actually quite happy with my deck right now. I don't wanna have like more spells in there currently. Like we have a couple of healing spells in there that I'd be happy to get when fighting against the undead boss. So we got a spell upgrade. Will not be discarded at the end of your turn. So let's see what we currently have in our hand, because that's the immediate thing that we could do. So yeah, I'm not going to use that on this one. Draw pile is actually empty, and the discard pile is almost completely full. I'm going to put that onto the emergency flush, because that's our nuke fort boss. At least that's the idea. That works pretty well right now against the boss. Because while he is sort of like resistant to magic, like this is still doing a lot of damage to undead, so we will be quite happy to if we get it. I'm going to freeze that ogre here. I want to get Isa away from that ogre. Like they doing a lot of damage. Don't want to get that. So we're going to attack, like kill off that looter here. Yeah, Scarlet is still here. There's another event. Apply Shackled. Okay, what should I do? Apply Shackled, so that's 1 spell upgrade, remains in hand. We already applied that. And apply Flow, -1 energy cost to 3 spells. So basically upgrade 3 spells by reducing the energy cost by 1, or upgrade 1 spell by applying Shackled. I'm going to apply Shackled to the other emergency flush that we have. So we have double the chance to actually get, or basically we have 2 spells that stay in our hand and will serve as a great way to hopefully nuke away the boss, which will be spawning in 3 turns because I'm not able to I'm pretty sure I'm not being able to kill 3 scoundrels before that. Yeah, there's one over there, but it's full of health. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to get everybody, the whole gang together. Let's see. Not being able to overheal. I mean, I could just, you know, like if I desperately need that one spell, I want to draw that spell, I could also like use that on Murtima here, for instance, and the ++ here indicates that it will be an overheal, obviously, because he's full health. But let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of damage here on that ogre. The thing with ogres is that when they are like below 50% health, every time you damage them, they will gain rage. So like that one has 1 stack of frozen left. I'm not going to damage him again now because I don't want to like let him loose now. Going to instead like delay that bone pile spawning here a bit. And let's see. Yeah, heal a bit. Okay, Scarlet almost at home again. There we have another event up here. Let's see what's happening there. Okay, nothing too interesting actually. I can just switch those 2. So I'm able to snatch that. Okay, now we have like an undead version of the goblin spells. It's a little bit different, but you again have the choice between 1 undead spell, 2 undead spells, or 3 undead spells. First one is free, the second one reduces the maximum health of your minion by 9, and the third one reduces the maximum health by 18. Like I said, I don't wanna add more spells right now, even though I would like to show off the spells from the undead. I don't wanna add more spells to my deck right now. So let's see. We'd still have the. Well, we can again like just freeze the ogre up there. Like I'm happy to do that, keeping him in an ice cube basically for as long as possible. And I mean, we can still attack him. It will just, you know, like reduce like the stacks of frozen basically by 1. So the tricky thing with ogres is that apart from them having a lot of health, they are also tenacious, which means you can only kill them with a critical hit or by doing magic damage. Sort of like similar like how you delay spawning, which now that I think of it and now that I see it, like that ogre hut is spawning another ogre. So even though we can get rid of this one soonish, we will get another one. Hooray. And that might even be a butcher, not a bruiser, but a butcher. Because we're already quite late into the game. So the later the game, the more advanced units are being spawned. That's a 10% chance to actually kill him versus a 15% chance, or yeah, just a 90% chance to not killing him. Here's 2 stacks of ice or freeze. Let's just try it. Ah, damn it. Okay. That was not a critical hit, so we didn't kill him. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's how it is. Sometimes you either like take chances or you don't. So that's interesting. Why can you attack, my dear? Oh, yeah, I know why. That's still on a backlog, basically. So if movement is prevented, it doesn't prevent them from moving into melee combat. So that's a small distinction there that needs to be fixed, because it feels sort of like weird. Like I would expect that he's not being able, like he's just like frozen in place. So that's our boss here, Iron Skull. That just spawned over there. It also became night, and yeah, I definitely want to get rid of this guy now. We only have a 15% critical hit chance. We don't have any damage spells. Like I'm pretty low on damage spells this run, unfortunately. Let's first like have a bit of a look here. I'm a little bit scared about what I'm going to find here, to be honest, because I think, yeah, we have to move Eckward in because he's has the nocturnal trait, so he's easily able to, like his view range is not reduced because of it being night. Let's see, but it's still okay. So whatever ogre spawned here, like he or she, like he moved like up here, so that's a good thing for now. Our boss is coming in from the north. Oh, that's actually great. Like he will move through the ogres here, or through that ogre actually that probably moved up here. So yeah, yes please. Making things hopefully a little bit easier for us. And so still, like that's 10% critical hit chance, 15%. Yeah, what the hell, let's try it. Okay, tenacious. So that's the thing. If you don't have any, like the only way would be, or the only thing that we could do is basically to try flank that guy. The problem is like, yeah, I would have needed to like think about that before. I would have needed to move Murdimer down here, which I'm not particularly a friend of. Like this is lower ground, like the ogre could have then attacked like downwards, like doing a like immense like critical hit. It's a bit of an unfortunate situation here. Let's see. I'm going to use Rapidus as the first spell, so I'm getting another, basically getting it back into my hand right away, because I feel like positioning is going to be quite important in this turn probably. So now at least he's flanked. That's a 35% hit critical hit chance. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to try this. Okay, finally killed that one guy. Okay, moving her. So I'm trying to basically move towards the enemy or the boss that's like moving downwards towards my nexus, just to get a bit of like, you know, like not fighting him right next to the nexus where it's getting really dangerous, because if the nexus falls, the game is over. So right now we have basically 9 turns to kill the boss. After that, entropy sets in, which means like every turn our nexus health is being reduced, right? So overall right now there's 18 turns maximum that you need to, or that you have theoretically, to kill the boss. Otherwise it's game over and the run is lost. So okay, let's get Eckward a bit better into position here. Cannot really kill them. We can move over here though. Okay, at least some critical hit. Had all of these. Oh no, there is a nest. There was a nest spawning. That's interesting. I've seen it one other time. I think that shouldn't really be the case. Oh, there he is. One thing that he's doing is like he's buffing all the undead in vicinity, which is quite a lot. Like there's quite a lot of undead. Like we have 3 scoundrels, 1 bandit here, and as you can see, like they got like block and they got take aim, and yeah, so there's a lot of things going on here. Let's see what we get here. Gain a degree shield. Should we take that? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not too happy about her basically taunting enemies, especially not the boss when landing a critical hit. Also, that's a bit more defense, so let's give it to her. We need to think about what we are doing with all these other guys here. It's getting quite a lot, and the problem is that we have another enemy spawning. I mean, the one thing we could do is we could just like fall back and hopefully let the boss handle a bit of this. Oh no. I would have expected you to kill that looter. That's disappointing, I have to say. Okay, so what are we going to do with her? Let's move over here. Okay, let's quickly try to get rid of that cockatrice. I should have made a decision and flanked it beforehand before attacking with Lagartha, because you know it's just giving like a whole lot of critical hit chance. So yeah, see, like Mortimer's just like killing him off. Then let's kill off this thing. Let's delay it at least. Then we got another one to finish off this one. And yeah, we have our 2 emergency flushes here. I think this will be hopefully a short boss fight. So the boss fight is still like very much work in progress. Quite recent addition. Yeah, just took a while to get there with the game. And so yeah, it just needs to be iterated still quite a lot. Oh yeah. Okay, so right now he's currently in offensive mode, and depending on if he's in defensive mode or offensive mode, so he is in offensive mode. I'm actually not sure what I said. So he is in offensive mode, and that means like his abilities are a bit different, right? Based on if he's in offensive mode or in defensive mode. So when the offensive banner is raised, in this case, Brutal Strike strikes an additional time. So instead of doing 12 somewhat damage, it does 24 damage, which, yeah, Egward was just on the receiving end here. Which you see, like, it's not that great. So, okay, let's have a look. We have 4 energy, which allows us to cast, like, those 2 emergency flushes 2 times, and as you see, like 22 damage on the boss. Like, I'm quite happy about that, but I'm also going to, like, I'm casting both of them, like with one like healing Egward, because otherwise he will just be gone at the end of the turn. Good thing is, thanks to our artifact, like the first cast spell is being returned into our hand immediately, and while we cannot use it this turn, we will use it next turn, because those have the shackled, or hold it's called here. It's a bit outdated, it needs to be renamed into shackled. Basically, it stays in our hand when we not cast it. So now it's less damage here. Why is that so? Because it's based on the amount of cards that you can actually discard. In this case, it's only 1 card. So it's only doing 9 damage, which is like sort of like, I'm actually not casting it and just like leaving it for the next turn. Okay, let's pick that. Ooh, the Pixie Bow. That's a great weapon, just not against the boss. Why? So on loot, like we won't be looting that much anymore. On loot you get 3 stacks of might, so that's pretty cool, but also you need it for that bow because it has a fairly low damage. It strikes 3 times, so that's great if you have some items that apply, you know, like something on crit or doing something like that. So that scales really well with this sort of stuff. But yeah, in our case, not really that useful. But that's the thing, right? I mean, if everything would be useful all the time, there would be no decision, and decisions is what makes games interesting. So let's see. So we have 2 scoundrels moving in here. We have 1 bandit, 1 scoundrel moving in here. We have an ogre spawning here. We have a goblin hole spawning. It's like it's really a lot right now. So as I said initially, still working on this very much, right? Pacing, balancing, that's very much work in progress. Oh sure, look at that, another artifact now at the end of the run. This one is really powerful. It's a portal bag. Every minion gains 1 additional equipment slot. So still going to claim that just in case maybe we find another item or so. I'm going to flank the hell out of this guy. Just trying to get as much damage done as possible. So how this works basically, a little bit inspired by Slay the Spire, by the Guardian boss. Like he has this offensive mode, or offensive banner in that case, and you need to reduce it to 0, so then he starts to go into, or he's basically immediately going into defensive mode. Offensive mode, you don't really want to get anywhere close to him, so we're trying to get him, we're trying to gang up on him now, and basically getting as much damage done in order to get him into defensive mode. So you see like that stick here, you know, like just has a base damage of 5, 2 times, but just 5. So it's not doing a lot of damage here. So for that boss you want to have like that. So now he's switched into defense mode, so that's great. But for that boss you want to have like more like burst damage. So, and we already did something with her. She can move away from him, which we should probably do. Yeah. There's another goblin spawning here. Yeah, okay. That's, this one just... some money going on there. Some money being picked up. That was a bit strange. Okay. So yeah, he is going straight for the Nexus. That's not too great. And there's more undead coming in. Okay, so he has still like 2 turns left of the defensive mode, or defensive banner basically. He's doing a lot less damage in that mode, fortunately. We don't really have any... Like what now would be great is like the Twister spell that we have. Hopefully we can get that. Because, you know, like the Twister spell allows you to swap effects basically between 2 units. Not that one, because that one's basically tied to the boss, but the other 2 are just regular stance effects. So, like I would much rather have these on my units than on him. Okay. But first, let's see like how much. Okay, so emergency flush will do quite a lot of damage. 22. I'm going to take that. Also, the good thing is like currently he has retaliate on him, right? 2 stacks of retaliate. Attacking him in melee combat right now, not a great idea. He will just like immediately retaliate. So we don't want that. The problem is he still has 18 block. That's a lot. So unfortunately I'm sure that we won't be able to wither away his block here. So I have 2 choices. Like I can either not do damage, or I just try. Let's see. Like how much damage would he do? Like 16 damage on her. Okay, we're still like that's. I'm making that gamble, and now he doesn't have any more block. He still has retaliate though. Yeah, I mean obviously because we just removed 1 with attacking once. She has. Fortunately, she has 9 block now, so when he's attacking, he's not like... Yeah, let's just do it. So he's retaliating. With Murtima, yeah, he has enough health to actually, like, thanks to this item here, which gives, like, 15 additional health, I can do that. Like, he's going to... Interesting. He should have had attack back, I think. I will investigate it later on. Maybe the last retaliate is not working correctly. I have to have a look into that. Okay, so the only thing that I can do is to move a bit with Iza, which I will do because she's just low on health. Hopefully he will attack the other 2. And there's coming another goblin. Okay, that's getting very close. That's getting very close. No. Actually, we can just nuke him now. Okay. Yeah. I think I will do that because I'm melting away here in my room. It's so hot. Like in addition to actually it being hot, you know, like having the stream and the game running is like turning my PC into a radiator. Why was that? 18 damage. That was strange. Didn't it say like more? Okay, so let's try to finish it still. He has 18 block. He also has 2 retaliate. We need to get rid of the block before we can get rid of the retaliate, which is something I'm not sure yet if I will keep that. So Scarlet is quite... So he's 15 damage. Okay, like 15 damage. We're going to manage that. Even though if someone has to die for this, but no, fortunately, nobody. Okay. Yeah. Not super happy yet with the boss fight, to be honest. Like, there's too much enemies, both like undead enemies and other enemies spawning at the end of a run. So there's like less focus on the boss. Like you have to manage too much stuff. So I want to reduce that a bit. So you have more basically capacity for the boss. I've not beaten my high score here. But yeah, maybe next time. So yeah, when I would go to new run, I would now have the possibility to spend my earned crystals and unlock upgrades. So in case you haven't seen that at the start of the stream, that's the current work in progress upgrade screen. Like there will be more upgrades becoming, and that's basically what you do with those crystals that you can collect. Unlock new spells, unlock new artifacts, unlock new mechanics, like for instance in the spell library you can also unlock that when you hire a minion, instead of like immediately basically having them spawn next to your nexus, when you have that upgrade you get a spell that allows you to spawn that minion anywhere on the map. So basically shock, how's it called, like shock drop, or like, yeah, just drop them right into the battle, which is really cool. And yeah, there's other upgrades like this as well. So not only like unlocking a bit of content, but also like new mechanics. Even though, so like the plan is to not prevent you from actually beating the game. So like I'm aiming for basically a difficulty where you are not, where, you know, like where beating a run is not like the absolute exception, and where beating a run is not something you only can do, or winning a run basically, it's not something you can do only after, you know, like spending, I don't know, like hours on the game, right? So something more akin to Monster Train, maybe, if you're familiar with that game. So yeah, you could start the next run immediately here. Like I said, like the only boss right now is the undead boss, but I'm going to leave it for that for today, because yeah, before I'm getting a heat stroke here. Cryptic Hybrid, I like the placeholder look of the Nexus upgrade screen. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's see how it will end up looking, but I'm happy that you already like the work in progress look. So yeah, for those people who haven't seen it, that's how it looks when you start out a new run. Just a small section of the map currently being there, and every time you pick a fate card, like more sections get added, more bosses, not more bosses, more units, more factions are being spawned, and so on and so on. More stuff to explore, more stuff to die from. So that's basically the overall loop of the game, until you meet the boss at the end. Yeah, if you like the game, please consider wishlisting it on Steam. The link should be in the description. It would help a ton. Like every single wishlist counts. Even, you know, if you decide at some point, hey, it's not for me, the game, it still works. It's still helping me in getting exposure on Steam. So if you can do that, that's greatly appreciated. I also want to mention that the music that I'm playing, it's also in the description. It's by Gnoll. You can find it on Bandcamp. They allowed me to stream basically their music because there's no music in the game yet. So pretty happy about that. It's amazing from them. And yeah, if you want to take place in future play tests, please also register on the Steam page. There should be a big green button there for that. It's still a couple of weeks off. Yeah, if you're more into like giving more, you know, like detailed feedback with like filling out surveys and chatting on Discord, you can also get into that if you join the Discord server and then join the Explorers channel there. So yeah. Okay, there's another question, like what was the tower upgrade about? What tower? Yeah, so basically, thing is that like originally it was intended that there is another, like there's a whole town there. It's probably not going to be like that. It will just be the Nexus, which will just get, you know, like more crazy looking over time. And the idea that was that there was a tower, right? A tower that has that you basically rebuilt. You're now only rebuilding Nexus. It just makes things a bit easier, like both from game design perspective and from production perspective. So that's still an leftover from back then. What it does though is it increases the view range of your Nexus. Pretty helpful, especially during night. You also, you just see it more in advance when enemy units are approaching. The other things that the tower unlocks do is increase the Nexus domain range. So that's the purplish outline you can see here. Not quite sure why you can't see it here. It's a bit strange. I need to investigate it. Oh. Okay. It's there. What was that? Some sort of hiccup. Okay, so that's the domain, the Nexus domain. And within the Nexus domain, certain items, certain artifacts, certain spells work either differently or only work there at all. It's sort of like a nice, okay, back at your home base, things are a little bit different or can have synergies. So that's also interesting in terms of, sometimes you actually want to use your Nexus as sort of using Nexus in the fight, there are artifacts that sort of militarize your Nexus, if you want to say so. It's doing damage when it is being attacked and stuff like that. So sometimes you even want your enemies getting close to the Nexus because you have some sort of home turf advantage there, right? With the right spells, items, and artifacts, that's definitely an option. And that's basically the Nexus domain is how this is sort of limited, and also that can be increased. So you can persistently unlock persistent upgrades that allow you to increase that range by, I think, 3 overall. So that's 3 more tiles where you can get the benefits of those different spells, items, and artifacts. So yeah, that's it for today. I think if there's no more questions, I'm just going to leave it for that. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Found a lot of bugs, found a lot of stuff that still needs to be worked on. Quite a lot. Bring on the playtest, yeah. Definitely working on that. And yeah, I hope I see you in some future streams on the Discord. And yeah, have a good night or a good day, depending on where you are from. See you soon. Bye.